Jack and Jill went up the hill to discuss the bullshit movie project Jack had made up to get Jill to go up the hill. Jill was just drunk enough to believe Jack, but Jill broke Jack's story down, told Jack he was a sleazy clown, and kicked one of Jack's nuts up into his esophagus. I'm a big old phony. Don't believe what you see. I'm a dirty, rotten phony. That's what they call me. I'm as phony as a salesman who says that jacket looks good when it don't, because I'm phony. I'm made of wood. I live in Hollywoodland because it's the place I like to be, because Hollywoodland loves phonies like me. I say the right thing when I know it's wrong. I'll tell you it's genius when I hate your song. I'll laugh at your joke when it's about my religion. I'll let you shit on me. I'll be a statue to your pigeon. I'll say I love you and call you baby. I'll buy your lunch just to get a maybe. On the dumbest idea I've ever heard, if I think it's worth money, I'll polish it turd. I'll sink as low as I have to go. I'll suck you dry and pay for the blow. If it's good for me, even though it hurts you, I'll run you down no matter what I have to do. And I'll sleep like a log when I get in bed, because phonies like me sleep just like the dead. Jack and Jill went up the hill to discuss getting back together for the umpteenth time. They had a big fight that lasted all night until Jill fell asleep and Jack tried to split on her and was mauled to death by a puma, which made Jill sad because she had decided to try it again and go back with him, but he was torn and gashed all over the hill. Jill wept alone on the hill for exactly 39 minutes, then decided she'd gotten off easy and went home and took a shower. Now, these are the rules to this thing. We are gathered here tonight to punch out the light, to spit in the face of our self-indulgent selves, while still managing to indulge ourselves because we like to call ourselves artists, creators, unique. A year ago or so, there was this place called Helena's, the hippest spot. Get in, you're hot. Narcissism headquarters for all us fucking brilliant geniuses to stare at ourselves and others and hope someone liked what we did. Michael DeBar and two other people, whose names I can't recall since they never seem to recall mine or Michael DeBar's, when giving an interview to a national magazine to emphasize the artistic, not shallow, self-serving bullshit of a pretty dull performing medium at best, and that's without celebrities. Which of... I have to go back a sentence. That's self-serving bullshit of a pretty dull performing medium at best, and that's with celebrities. Without celebrities, which of course isn't why people, quote, come to see the poetry, unquote. It's just 2 hours of whining, sniveling poetry by every kind of humorless, low self-esteemer available in this Rikers Island of insecurity called LA. In other words, jarringly dull. Even with the occasional vicious lesbian or Oedipally deranged Emmy nominee, it was always hit and miss by a mile. But at least you could meet other poetry-loving, lonely, single, empty, out-of-work or bored, hip-happening showbiz Helena's lizards. Then Helena's closed with a whimper, not a bang. All who went there managed to forget about the whole experience with very little trouble. The Poetry Express, now a small media sensation, rolled on without Helena or Michael DeBar, and only two careless drivers at the wheel of a creative vehicle that was never more than a jalopy anyway. Helena was angered by these two nameless upstarts and demanded that self-serving celebrity poetry end with her. The upstarts started up anyway at a meat and potato club called, very perfectly, Heartbreak. This was the obvious choice for an artistically fulfilling avant-garde night. Any club where you can hear Hubert Selby Jr. spill his guts in an unfathomable train of thought, and then zip upstairs to watch Scott Baio and Sean Penn play 8-ball to the lilting tune of Ron Zimmerman and Michael DeBar singing "Fuck Me Tonight and I'll Be Clever in the Morning," is always going to be a hotbed of culture. Well, Heartbreak closed down by the most mysterious of nightclub swallowers, the fire laws, which seem to operate not unlike the mob. But we all know there's none of that here in the City of Angels. Either that's the case, or in Godfather 3, Michael Corleone will be sporting a yellow slicker and big black rubber boots. So the homeless poetry cavalcade ended up here at the Café Largo, Lurgo, Lego. No one really knows what the fuck this place is. Which is fine, since no one truly knows what happens here. On any given night, you can come here and see some exotic cabaret entertainment that looks frightening like public access TV. And on Tuesday nights, you can come here just like you did Helena's and marvel at the self-involvement, gasp at the seriousness, and most importantly, you can do what a good poetry night is all about. Try to meet someone more interesting than the people you meet at Rubber and the China Club the rest of the way. So welcome to our poetry night. If you are not shallow, narcissistic, insecure, lonely, depressed, filled with rage and self-loathing, get out. If you are rich and successful and believe you deserve it, if your relationship really works, if you're here because you dig the poetry scene, if you're here because a friend dragged you out, if you're worried because you have to get up early for any showbiz-related thing, including and especially a meeting with agents or picking up pictures of yourself, get the fuck out. You can stay if any of these apply to you. You want to be seen with shallow, pretentious people. You hope someone will give you work. You want to fuck a celebrity. You want to watch celebrities make fools of themselves. You realize that poetry is for people who can't make a living or a hobby for those who can. If you have never watched Charles in Charge but admire it because you read it makes lots of money for MCA. If you want to pretend you're hip. If you have a new hairstyle, garment, or tattoo you want people to see. If you think it might help you get a job in Look Who's Talking Part 2. If you want to try to analyze Pamela DeBar. If you came here hoping Don and Melanie would show up. If you came just because you hate poetry. Or if there's someone on the bill who owes you money or you can cause pain just by your presence here. If any of these apply to you, please stay, enjoy. You are welcome here. Now, I'd like to introduce the man who spearheaded, who practically invented pretentious, shallow, self-congratulatory, revoltingly egocentric celebrity poetry readings, the prince of poetic vanity and unsolicited conceit, A man who has been linked romantically to everyone from Lisa Bonet to me. And I don't know if that's really such a wide spectrum. Michael DeBar. He put his gum right on the thing there. Dude?
Yes?
What does the world revolve around?
Dude, the world revolves around us, dude.
Dude, does this mean we're happy?
Dude, of course not. It means something far more important. It means we are practically modern-day gods, dude.
That's good to know, dude. Because for a minute there, I thought it meant we had severe borderline personality disorders.
Well, dude, I guess you feel pretty foolish right now, don't you, dude?
I guess I was pretty mixed up. Gods, dude?
Yes, dude, gods.
Dude, if we're gods, why don't we ever have good relationships?
Well, that's sort of, well, you know, that's a different kind of a god, dude.
So what are we, dude? The gods of loneliness?
Dude, don't be ridiculous, okay? I mean, maybe we are, but better to be a lonely god than a, you know, than...
Normal mortal that has decent relationships.
Exactly, dude, yes.
Dude, I don't want to be a god anymore.
Dude, if a little gut-wrenching, mind-swirling, relentless, desolate loneliness is too much for you to take in return for godhood, then please go be a mortal, see if I care.
Being a god is no picnic, dude.
Dude, if it was a picnic, then everyone would be a god, dude.
Dude, who are some other lonely gods?
Let me say 2 words. Gary Shandling, dude.
Dude, the Gary Shandling? Of It's Gary Shandling Show fame?
No, dude, Gary Shandling, the bass player of The Poison.
Who else, dude?
Just a guy by the name of Jimmy Kahn, dude.
Dude, Jimmy Kahn is a lonely god like us?
Dude, he may be even more godlike in his loneliness.
Roseanne Barr, dude?
No, dude, not Roseanne Barr.
I'm happy about that, dude.
Yes, dude, I understand.
Dude, does having a big cock make women like a man better?
No, dude. Not better. More, perhaps, but not better.
Dude, who has the biggest cock you've ever seen?
Me, dude.
Really?
It's donkey-sized, dude.
I've heard different, dude.
Dude, from who?
Lots of people, dude.
Dude, these people are lying.
No, dude, they're not.
How do you know, dude?
Polygraph, dude. They all took sodium pentothal.
Well, dude, I haven't heard any great stories about your, weenage.
But, dude, have you heard any bad stories about it?
As a matter of fact, dude, I have not.
Does that make me a better god than you, dude?
No, dude, it merely makes you a luckier one.
Dude, wouldn't it be more fun to not be gods and just get girlfriends so we don't have to spend another Christmas Eve at Chai Brasserie?
Dude, you make it sound also simple, dude.
Dude, I don't want to have another Christmas where when it's over, instead of joy, I feel like I made it out of Nam or some catastrophic event.
5, dude, 5. Next you'll be saying you only want to go to the China Club 5 nights a week.
China Club?
Yes,
5 nights a week?
Yes.
Dude, I'm reflective, not insane.
You're a good god, dude.
Well, I learned from the best, dude.
Yes.
Let all the mortal losers have their rich, full lives filled with caring and relating to one another, dude.
That's the spirit, dude. We'll have a laugh on them. So long, suckers, stupid life-loving wankers.
Uncool, secure, contented jerk-offs.
Giving, sharing fools.
You dorks probably have to wait online to get into rubber.
Dude, they probably don't even go there, dude.
Dude, they'd probably rather just hang around with some friends. Boring. So, dude, what should we do on Christmas Eve?
China Club, dude. Then, if that's not happening, we'll check out Spice. If worse comes to us, I have my Club 2020 Platinum card, so we can do that then onto the Improv and then go for coffee at Candace.
Wow, dude. We hardly ever use our Platinum Club 2020 cards.
It's a holiday, dude.
Yeah, you're right. Sometimes it's good to break the pattern and try a different club.
For God's dude, we must court danger.
Dude, you don't mean...
Yes, dude.
Vertigo, dude?
Vertigo, dude.
Wow. This is gonna be some Christmas, dude.
Of course it is, dude. We're gods. Thank you, sir. Now, in keeping with the whole Jesus Christ. In keeping with the whole concept of the God thing, I want to share something with you. Now, it's very appropriate, I think, this evening on a kind of a tabloid level. Do you read the tabloids? Of course. I'm asking this audience if you read the tabloids. This is the funniest fucking thing I ever saw in the tabloids. I'm going to share this with you now. Take a look at this. Now, this. Can you all see this? No. Movie time. I can see the cameraman's ass here. Here we go. This says, starstruck savages turn big-eared movie idol into their god. Now, this is a picture of Clark Gable, right here. And this is a picture of an African gentleman who looks exactly like Clark Gable. Okay? Now, the caption on the Gable thing is, this photo was the basis for the bizarre island cult. And here it says, oversized ears and a mustache help this islander to pay homage to his god, Clark Gable. And now I'm going to read this to you. You ready? Anthropologist Ernst Rickenbach has discovered a small tribe of people who worship the late film star Clark Gable as a god and attempt to dress him and mimic his physical appearance. Rickenbach, who occupies a chair at a prestigious university in Munich, West Germany, said the strange tribe lives on a tiny atoll in the Pacific Ocean. They are another example of a cargo cult, he said. Their island was occupied for a short time during World War II by a detachment of United States Marines. One of these men apparently left a copy of a movie magazine containing 2 photographs and a gossip story about Clark Gable. From these 2 photos has sprung an entire religion and way of life revolving around the late film actor. The most startling aspect, according to Rickenbach, is the great lengths the men of the tribe go through to copy Gable's looks, especially his large ears. Since these natives lack facial hair, they use a black paint to pencil in Gable's famed moustache. Right here. In order to duplicate the ears, the men wear a strange device on their head and around their necks that attach the tops and bottoms of the ears, stretching them. Can you imagine this? And the women try to look like actress Jean Harlow, who was in one of the photographs with Gable by putting on straw wigs to duplicate her platinum blonde hair. They look ridiculous, said Rickenbach. It was difficult not to laugh. After all, here's a bunch of half-naked savages wearing short grass skirts with jungle jewelry on their arms and legs, with little painted moustaches and enormous flappy ears. The tiny island of the Clark Gable people is located about 175 miles northeast of New Guinea, said Rickenbach. Cargo cults, especially concerning aircraft, are not unusual in that area. But this Clark Gable cult is bizarre and unique, said Rickenback. These people apparently never actually came in contact with the Marines, but only found the magazine after the soldiers left. As a result, they don't know the actor's name or anything else about him. The two photographs are set up in a shrine in a special hut at the center of the village. Rickenback said the pictures were old and weathered. Gable. Now, it's a man's world. I suppose that's true in a fiscal sense, but in every other way, I have to say for the clever woman, no fucking way. Because after salaries, women, you have it all. What men have, what rips the power, the ambition, logic, reason, spirit, morals, intellect, motor functions, materialism, political persuasion, religious beliefs, loyalty, and 100 more, is erections. If the world was spiritually contingent on the insanity of an erection, then I could happily say, yes, it's a man's world. But to the smart woman, the clever woman, an erection is simply a tool owned by women. For pleasure and power. To the clever woman, skilled at the operation and functions of the erection, it is a veritable Aladdin's lamp. Like the lamp, when rubbed correctly, the man sprung forth from his erection will grant any wish, fulfill any dream, and lives only to serve. To the clever woman, this should be considered a wonderfully mystical, magical gift of grand proportions. No pun intended. As I prepare to continue my thoughts on this subject, I've begun to realize that although what I'm saying is mostly true, I'm basically writing, or at least setting up to write, nothing more than a dick joke. I set out to offer wisdom and got caught in the web. Darling, oh, Jesus! Oh, the fuck is that? Well, these things happen. Funny, you know, when the word dick is mentioned, like a beatbox goes off. Is there any parallel there? I set out to offer wisdom and got caught in the web of dick jokedom. Now, I must escape to a classier level of thought. I mean, I'd feel pretty stupid if this was interpreted only as a huge dick joke. Huge dick. Oh boy, I'm sorry, but these things tend to snowball and become quite hard. Oh, again, I apologize. I feel like a real schmuck. I mean, schmack. I feel like a schmack. Oh God, this is getting worse and worse. I've got to pull out. I'm so sorry. Well, that's it. I'm beat. Well, look, I'll just finish up quick. Try to ignore any accidental dick jokes that you might hear. Roses are red, violets are blue, Irish spring soap is for men, but ladies like it too. I wish it was a woman's world so that I could be the most important in it for a while. If it all changed tomorrow, I'd be happy about it, except menstruating sounds pretty rough. Roses are red, violets are blue, it's a man's world, but ladies screw it up too. I would now like to bring up a beautiful lady who's going to introduce our next poet. Thank you so much, Ronnie. Beverly D'Angelo, ladies and gentlemen.
I can't fuck without falling in love. It happens every time I see the ceiling above me. Every time I get shoved way, ooh, I can't fuck without falling in love. I can't grind without losing my mind. I can't squeeze a gland without seizing a wedding band. I can't mate without wanting to set a date. I can't fuck without falling in love. I can't scoop all the blue. I can't hump on my rump. I can't give head without wanting to wed. No, no, no. I can't sit on the bone without wanting to pick up the phone to say, Mama, I found Mr. I can't fuck without falling in love. It happens every time I see the ceiling above me. I can't sit on a knob without becoming a total slob about it. I'm playing the fool after I play with the tool. It's just no fun after it's done. Their entire lives. I remember them as children, these little rock and roll Kennedys, spoiled, obnoxious, tedious, ill-mannered brats, screaming for attention and then shunning it. Always lost in a frightening swirl of make-believe they presumed was so much better than ours. Now, they're grown up. It would be so nice to say that they had matured into level-headed, sensitive young adults. It would be so nice to say that they had matured in any way. Unfortunately, they are still spoiled, obnoxious, tedious, ill-mannered brats who have done nothing of note outside of bleaching off their father's career and developing an endless array of serious emotional disorders. Now, these two media-manipulating monsters have parlayed their MTV-created personas into their own television series, encouraging the perception that network TV is indeed the black hole of cultural achievement. Will even more unearned fame go to Moon and Dweezil's heads? Gee, let's think. Are Ringo and Gavin McLeod the luckiest men alive? Is LA hard on relationships? Are casting agents warm and friendly? Please welcome Moon and Dweezil.
Sunglasses kind of deal?
I'm sorry.
They don't go through that.
I'm sorry. I'm nervous. You go first, because you have more, balance out.
All right, well, I'll start off with a poem written by my evil twin, Ron Zimmerman. Starts off with an impression that I can't do, so I won't. So, I'll just start it. Alley cats squeal with bloodthirsty delight, and the junkies are still awake. Man, fuck the bitch if she doesn't understand my pain, because my pain makes me feel more. And when I feel more, I am more an artist. I fucked her good, and she looked at me like I was just some fucking guy. Fuck her! I can talk to the alley cats and the junkies and get someone else to fuck me, so fuck her, man. It just ain't worth it. You know?
Tinseltown, Tinseltown. I wear a frown in Tinseltown. La La Land, La La Land. My ex-boyfriend is in a band. And I'm stuck here in fucking La La Land. City of Angels, City of angels, cities of devils, I say. Los Devilis should be its name. You little horny-eared, ponytailed town, you. You little red-caped, flame-throwing, Beelzebubby town, you. Little Mr. 666, I know how you get your kicks, town, you. Hi, I live in Lucifer Angeles, but I'm not bitter. And Mr. Joe Bob casting person, I can act my way out of a paper bag.
This one's short and lame. It's called Questions, Answer. So, have you been on any auditions lately? Did you meet on that Oliver Stone project? Did you hear they're casting for the next Batman? Who represents you? Are you happy with him? What did you think of Dennis Quaid as Jerry Lee Lewis? Hey man, what's playing at the New Art? Man, when's the last time you saw Rebel Without a Cause? What do you think of Cher's tattoo? Could you fuck off?
This one's called A Public Diet of Private Sins. Is it because I'm fat? Because if it is, I really resent that. I don't need your opinion. My body is my dominion. So my legs touch at the top. Like, that's a crime. It doesn't make you a better person because your legs are more thin than mine. How about a sense of humor? Any points for that? How about a personality? Nope, void, because I'm fat. How about the fact that I'm honest? How about my charisma? How about the fact that I return phone calls? Nope, another vote for anorexia. In the end, it won't matter who's thinner and who's fatter, because we're all born and we all die. No matter the diameter of one's thigh. See the forest for the trees, not how much flab is above my knees. In LA, I'm neurotic. In Europe or Brazil, I'm an exotic. It's true. Our bodies are our temples, not things to be treated like dirt or worse. You only get one body. You can see it as a blessing or a curse. Why do I even want your approval? Why is your opinion more important than my own? I put you on a pedestal and abdicate my throne. If seeing is believing and you still don't care, then looks can be deceiving. And fuck Cher.
Here's another one by Ron Zimmerman. Pull your foot out of my ass. Bukowski's God, and my hands are too big for the gun. I'd like to see someone take a bullet in the face. If it's someone I hate, that's cool. I had a dream about my mom last night. She cut my throat with a spoon. I'm so sick of that same dream. But it's what makes me me, and I'm an artist, so I have to take it. I'll never do TV, man. Features are it. De Niro's God, the ocean is the cure, and when you're in my kind of pain, my vulnerability is what they all want to take. My sensitivity is what they want to kiss and fuck. It's not me. They don't know me. They've never met anyone like me. They just dig me because they know I'm smarter than them. Fuck them all. I still got my old high school friends. And even if they didn't all work for my production company, we'd still hang out. They know I'm still a normal guy. Streep is God, man. I'll bet a lot of these fucking studio assholes haven't even read Catcher in the Rye. Jim Carroll is a fucking god, man, so suck the switchblade, suck it dry, eat my flesh till my bones make you high. I'll tie her up and fuck her in front of my friends, cause she loves me, and it's funny, and I understood hurly-burly, David Rabe's a god, man. Okay, so it just ends here, cause, well, it's all fucked up, but, you know, you wanted to know where I'm at, man. That was part of the bad impression that I didn't mean to do earlier. Yeah.
This one is kind of my dark side. I am so sick of LAI Works. Peoples can also kiss my ass. I don't need to kickstart my ego with a Harley, and I don't need a backstage pass. Don't tell me I'm not on the list. You invited me! You know, I could just step right over this red velvet rope. Is your IQ like 23? Collagen mouth, liposuction thighs, tan in a booth, suck my red eye. And one more thing. Why was my favorite lipstick discontinued? Thank you very much.
Got one more poem, and this is dedicated to anyone who has ever felt just a little bit frustrated with this industry. It's called Blow Me. I don't need a coach. Don't persecute me. Don't oppress me. Let me be free to show this fucking town my versatility. Don't wear a vest and no coat. Don't have a lame-ass fucking ponytail. Don't try and convince me that without you I'd fail. Just try and gloat, you bastard. Blow me. Don't walk with a cane. Don't leave home in socks. Don't wake up in the morning breathing. Just prepare to suck my cock. That's right. The world is waiting and the line is forming. Get your ass in the back. Wait your turn to blow me. I'll rule this town with my charisma. You'll cry because you can't be me. You'll try until you die. Blow me. All right. What's our next fabulous poet? In 1969, Miss Pamela cut a record as part of the infamous singing group the GTOs, Girls Together Outrageously. She dedicated her contributions to Jesus Christ and the Flying Burrito Brothers. That gives you an idea of the kind of person we're dealing with. As Michael DeBar's wife of 14 years standing, you would think this woman has suffered enough. But no, she found it necessary to write her famous homage to rock and roll and blowjobs with I'm With the Band and Bear Doll in the pages of Playboy last year. Apparently her thirst for public and private abuse is unquenchable. Hence her presence here tonight. Without further ado, and with the blessing of Jesus Christ and the Flying Burrito Brothers, I give you Pamela DeBar.
Dweezil, I used to change your diapers, and don't you forget it.
Yeah, thank you so much.
I did a very good job. Yes. Hi. I have old stuff to read because I'm an old girl, you know? I'm going to read some silly things out of my book first. So this is my happiness list.
January 1st, 1965. Happiness is being 16. Happiness is Cleveland High School. I was such a goodie. Happiness is knowing you are loved. Happiness is a cuddly doll to sleep with. Happiness is Johnny Mathis. Happiness is a blue mohair empire. Happiness is a kiss. Happiness is hoping to have a clear complexion. Happiness is getting a dark tan to cover the bad complexion. Happiness is an orange. Listen, it's supposed to be deep, right? Happiness is freedom. Happiness is a cooler on a hot day. That was before air conditioners. Happiness is an electric blanket, kind of the opposite of a cooler. And happiness is dreaming about entering Miss Teen USA. I didn't win. I entered, but I didn't win. I didn't have enough tits. Happiness is bowling. Happiness is ESP. I was ahead of my time already. Happiness is the Beatles. Happiness is my love for Paul. Happiness is Ringo, the one and only drummer boy Beatle, the spine that sends chills up mine, Ringo of the jeweled fingers and the golden drummer hands. I got a little carried away on that one. Happiness is baby Julian Lennon. Happiness is knowing you are loved so deeply by your boyfriend who is so bitchin'. Thank you. That's my happiness. I'm now going to read some silly poems from the same time period. This is a real deep one. This is a deep, deep night. And it was written on November 16th, 1966. Restless and burning, our souls are yearning. Still no heads are turning, and no minds are learning. Our minds they're destroying, and this they're enjoying. Did we raise this generation? They're against segregation. They have no discrimination. They're without a sound vocation. How can we show this aching nation to be full of love's elation? They're too busy with machines, trying to own a limousine, wanting money by the score, so they won't be labeled poor, or be classed with you and me, being what we want to be, with our souls flying free, frowned on by society. Too quick to hurt each other, always judging one another, making others weep doesn't cause them and missing any sleep. Taking the name of God in vain doesn't cause them any pain. We cannot forget about it, and there's no way we can doubt it. While the TV tube is teasing, there are others who are freezing, and parts of this great nation are dying of starvation. The way of life is changing. The world needs rearranging. If all the hate would cease, we would need no more police. Everyone would be respected, no one would be rejected for the color of their skin or the financial shape they're in. And if we keep believing, ignoring the deceiving, love can lock the doors on any threat of wars. I really meant it, too. Right about this time, I was also getting horny. Yeah. See if I can find a horny poem. Okay. I was still a virgin at this time, but I was doing other things. And I was crazy about a long-haired boy on the Sunset Strip called Andre. This is called Realization of Andre. January 67. Obsessed am I. Possessed by the evil of lust. Unrequited lust is worse by far, than unrequited love. Reaching out and moaning, my body clutches at the portrait it has created. The empty canvas that my body paints on hangs heavy in my womb. Burning unmercifully, throb, throb, throb. If one loves mentally, one weeps. If one loves physically, one dies. The body wilts and succumbs like the plucked flower, and I lay on the ground, my soul yearning to fly free, yet it is trapped within my pulsating body. Trapped, trapped, trapped. Unrequited lust is worse by far, than unrequited love. In April of '67, I fell in love with the lead guitar player for the group Love. His name was Brian McLean, and it still is. And I was so wacky over him that every breath I took was for him. The cream-colored clouds are swiftly growing. The breeze wrapped around me is gently blowing. It's a happy, beautiful, bubbly day. My body wants to run, but my mind wants to stay. Looking up at the sky through a tree of green, thinking happy thoughts about Brian McLean. I could be reading to understand how the revolution was planned. I could find out how machines are made, but instead I'm resting here in the shade because it's the prettiest day I have ever seen, and it's wonderful to think about Brian McLean. My mind is clear and free to wander, to travel there and travel yonder. I can dwell upon most any thought about days gone by and the battles I've fought. But why should I dwell upon things I've seen when I can close my eyes and see Brian McLean? If I could concentrate, I might reveal to you and myself the way I feel. Laying here with my mind encased, wondering if my heart's embraced. But it's hard to say what I really mean when my mind is filled with Brian McLean. Thank you. I'm just going to read my last will and testament that I wrote in 1965. I, Pamela Ann Miller, a resident of Reseda, state of California, declare this to be my last will and testament and revoke all former wills, of which there were none. First, I direct that my just debts, I owe Linda 68 cents. I owe my mother $3 for the purse. I owe Nick Toggs $11.56. I owe the public library $1.57, and my funeral expenses to be paid. Second, I declare that I am not married, but I'm going steady with Robert Jasper Martine, a resident of Farmingdale, Long Island, New York, and he's rich. Third, I give, devise, and bequeath my rollers, my Beatle albums, scrapbooks, magazines, pictures, cards, my Hollywood Bowl souvenirs, my pictures of Jesus, and the one big one in the room in my in the bedroom, my Bible, and the 1/3 of my clothes to Linda Lee Oaks, a resident of Reseda, California. I give all my other records, except my Rolling Stone records, to Iva L. Turner, 1/3 of my clothes, my bras, my bed, all my furniture, my room, my phonograph, radio combination, my jewelry, all my books, my papers, my books, everything I have to do with school, my stuffed animals, my dolls, my hair bows, my ribbons, my makeup, and for her to tell my boyfriend Bob of my death. I give my Rolling Stones records, 1/3 of my clothes, the possession of one William Hall, my British pen pal, paints, charcoals, art paper, all brushes, all information, pamphlets, maps, and booklets on Great Britain, my nylons, my 1006 lotion, my Physo-Hex, my shampoos, and my hair rinses to Linda Sperling of Northridge, California. Above all, I give Robert Martine anything of mine that he wants, plus my never-dying love and my 1959 Chevy Impala convertible. I give Victor Hayden anything having to do with the Stones, any information on them I have acquired, plus a lot of love that he never knew about. I also leave my parents anything of mine that they want to keep, plus the love and respect they deserve. I appoint as executrix of my will my mother, Margaret Ruth Miller. In the event that she is unable to serve, my father, Owen Core Miller, shall be appointed as executor. This will testament is subscribed by me on the 25th day of May in Reseda, California, 1965. Howie Mandel, who's going to introduce our next wonderful speaker. Thank you.
I don't do any poems now, I just introduce. Otherwise, it'd fuck up the whole organization of the evening. I understand. This is all... And their stage directions, too. Great, okay. The next... poet. It says chuckle. The next... poet. That's not right. This is gonna be... When's this gonna be on? The next poet is a man you all know. In 1971, he gained unprecedented and unwarranted pop superstar status, playing Keith Partridge on a show about a family of lip-syncing savants who thought they were a normal suburban family that just happened to moonlight as the most popular singing group in America. Over the years since then, any real talent he may have had has been completely overlooked, and he has pretty much been living off a few lucky financial investments and the charisma he so shamelessly imitates that his father actually possessed. How did we get him to appear here tonight? Simple, we answered his ad in the trays. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together and then apart and together, and then I'll make a kind of a clapping noise for David Cassidy. Thank you, Howie.
When is this going to be on, by the way? Well, thank you. Very nice to be here. I'd like to just take us down for a moment. And a lot of laughter. I'd like to do something serious. Sleeping. And right in the middle of a good dream, I wake up. And something that keeps knocking on my brain. It's driving me insane. I think I'm out of my fucking mind, okay? Yeah, well, anyway, now that we got that over with, really is a pleasure to be here tonight with all of these other fabulous talents. Yeah, it's kind of like Desperately Seeking series, isn't it, Near? All right. All right. Yes, I would consider doing another pilot. All right. Sure. If it were meaningful. You know, something with substance. Yeah, that's me. Something with stubble. Maybe a ripped t-shirt, kind of leather jackets kind of thing. Not Don Johnson exactly. More black. Not Philip Michael Thomas black. More bleak than black. Yeah, kind of a 90s danger thing with an edge. Only vulnerable. You know, maybe an Ilya Kuryakin kind of black
turtleneck with a leather jacket. You know, almost like a Prince, Batman, Kim Basinger, sort of Indiana Jones ninja kind of a thing. You know what I'm talking? Yeah. Only very, very witty. And hung. Like a yak. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, maybe drive a chopped Harley, so it'll give me that sort of Mickey Rourke, Booker, Johnny Deppish, hair on the forehead kind of thing, you know what I'm talking? Yeah. Yeah, I think that's gonna work. Now, I'm gonna need the best possible writers in town. Yeah. I think I'll run this by Jimmy Brooks. You think Bobby Town would do a television series? Of course he'd do a television series. With this character? And me attached to it? Are you kidding? Of course, I'm gonna need someone as good as Bobby Town to write this. If I'm gonna do it 4-camera tape in front of a live audience. Which is the only way to shoot a piece like this. Yeah. Let's see. I'll exec produce, direct, star, write and perform the theme. The networks will insist on that, of course. Yeah, I'm gonna have to give Bobby Town something. I don't know. What seems fair? Developed by? Sure, that ought to snag him. Now let's see. I'm gonna need another character, like a neighbor or something. Jimmy Woods. Now, he's funny. And I know he's dying to do a television series with me. Yeah. He could be sort of like Rhoda to my Biker Mary character. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Are you kidding? They're gonna be humming my name in the streets by next season, pal. Oh, yeah. Yeah, sure, even the parking attendants are gonna start remembering my name again. Well, they'll be drawing straws to be parking my car. Stories they can tell their grandkids about. The night I parked David Cassidy's car. Can you imagine? Was he really that handsome, grandfather? Did he really give you a $100 tip? Of course he did. 'Cause it's just the kind of guy I'm gonna be. Yeah. Just as soon as I land that big part. For a big name like me. But until then, anybody got $10 I can borrow for cab fare home? Happiness is... Oh, God, where am I? Oh, it's you. I almost had to do another poem. Christ. Next time, Zimmerman, I'm letting you write my material, too, okay?
You know, David, as pretty 40-year-old men go, you pale next to me. Of course, you know that. It's something a blind person could see.
you nuts? Are you nuts or insane? Look at my looks, you tan cell on pain. You tan cell on pain.
How dare you compare your beauty to mine? I'm a glam rock legend, you teen idol slime.
Oh, you've got a nerve, you sad, limey twit. You see, I'm me, and you're nothing. You pathetic little shit.
I heard you'd gone crazy, and I see that it's true. It's a shame what 10 years of obscurity can do.
The only way one achieves obscurity is to at one time achieve tremendous fame. A fact you can't relate to, for which your lack of talent is to blame. And just standing this close to you, I can feel your shame.
Then this is a night of firsts for you. Since judging by your career, feeling shame is certainly something completely new, Mr. Partridge. You tight-trousered fag.
Yeah, it's true that my pants are worn rather tight, which I happen to know looks just right. But what about those trick-or-treat Al Pacino and black leather chaps you wear like an English sissy who lost a dare? You're 40 years old, baby cakes. Get a life, for Christ's sakes.
More important than a life to a man like yourself, how about a new hairstyle, you shag-cutted elf? My God, you must be totally deranged. It's been 20 years and your hair hasn't changed.
Here's a little tip for a loser like you. It's called a trademark, which explains my due. I remember your trademark. Yes. How timeless it was. Betty Davis makeup, a dress, and a cocaine buzz.
You're so jealous of me. It's ugly. It's sad. Do you really think my career's that bad?
Oh, who am I to say you're no good? I mean, after all, let's be honest. My career ain't that good.
Well, David, I must say I've been sort of a fan. And I am sorry about the fag line. I know you're a real man.
Yeah, well, I guess I'll say I'm sorry, too. There's got to be something worse than being you.
Yeah. Okay, that's a compliment, I guess. If I look at you closely, you're not a complete mess.
Yes, and you're not a loser. You've just had some bad breaks. I know lots of people have made your kind of endless mistakes.
Yes, and I'm sure you could have parlayed your success into something better than a pathetic jest.
Okay, wait, we're just getting nasty.
Yes, listen, we got to stop this. We're middle-aged men.
That's right, we're grown-ups. Adults, for God's sake.
Yes, we're not really vain, shallow jerks. David, do you think this jacket works?
On you, it's a gem. Have you seen my boots? Had them made at a place called Who's.
I love that store. But if you want great shades...
Yeah. Oliver Peoples. I had them made.
You mean you actually have your sunglasses made?
I'm David Cassidy, pal.
Yes.
I gotta look cool.
That's true. Of course you do. You're not telling lies. You need something to cover those bags under your eyes.
From a man who is so secure that he bathes in collagen. Oh, what your weathered flesh is forced to endure. Yes, that's what I said.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Excuse me. I forgot how your accomplishments tower above. Of course, you are the man who gave us... I think I love you. So what am I so afraid of?
You are an L.A. club whore.
And you are a bubblegum blowhard.
You're a sleaze merchant.
Jet trash.
All right. You know what we sound like? It fills me with fear.
Yeah. Yes. A couple of bitchy old Hollywood queers, I was thinking. My God, David, do you know what this means?
Yeah, these people all think we're vain, nasty queens.
Hey, Dave.
Yeah.
Dave, did you catch that ball game last night?
Yeah, sure. See the big Hearns fight? Yeah.
I dug it, of
Fuck
course.
you right, man. Fuck you right.
Let's go talk to some babes, Dave.
Yeah, and fast.
That didn't rhyme.
Fuck the poetry. We got images to worry about. God, it's like music to my ears. Actually, I could have been doing dinner theater in Akron, but never mind. It's another story. Okay. Now it's time for me to introduce our next poet. God, that was good direction, too, wasn't it? What comes to mind when you hear the name Willie Ames? After who's that? For me, I'm always reminded of a train. Well, not the whole train. The caboose of the train. The strong, sturdy little car whose job it is to follow, spitting and chugging, the beautiful, shiny locomotive section. The caboose never gets the credit for doing what it does best. Clinging tight to the rest of the train. Pulled along over whatever rough terrain the engineer chooses. Always the dirty little car. The battered car. The car only bums and derelicts latch onto for a ride. Is there any happiness for a caboose? Thankfully, I don't know, but Willie Ames probably does. So be kind to Willie. He's been over a lot of rough terrain. Ladies and gentlemen, Willie Ames.
Given the people in this room, I really didn't want to wear these, but I use mine for reading, so I'll do this. Supposed to do this. This poem is something that means a lot to me. It's called Bohica. Bend over, here it comes again.
you laughing at? Bohica. Bohica. B-O-H-I-C-A. The chant that fills my inner eustachian tube. Bohica. Bohica. B-O-H-I-C-A. The adverb of that proverbial river of semen that rages through this celluloid megalopolis. Bohica. Bohica? Bend over, here it comes again. Erection smooth. I am not just a family show. I am not just a Sunday at 7 p.m. Bohica, bend over, here it comes again. I am too a moody guy. I am too a moody guy. B is for bend. The necessary contortion of the cinematic artisan. O is for over. A word that usually follows your career is. H is for here, a place worthy of selling your soul to the Satans in suits to get the fuck out of. I is for it. It. A pseudonym for all the money, fame, power, and glory we would gladly strangle one another to obtain. C is for comes. Something we all want to do as often as we can, with whomever we can, as many times as we can, only to run away from those who saw us do it as fast as we can. A is for again. A thing that happens, something you hear. Do it again. They're doing it again. We have to do it again. We'd like you to do it again. We need you to do it again. You will do it again. We beg you to do it again. We like the idea, but we have to hear it again. You're our first choice, but we need to see you fucking again. You'll never work in this town again. Scott Baio says never call him again. That didn't feel right. Let me do it again. Do we have to do this again? Is my flop sweat showing again? Is the wind blowing again? Is the show canceled again? Has the president changed again? Is my raise minuscule in proportion to network salaries again? Must I play Tommy Bradford Van Patten again? Am I some fucking star's best friend again? Is Paradise on cable to shame me again? Will someone mistake me for Chris Atkins again? Bohica, bend over. Here it comes again. When I was but a youth, and fulfilling one of my many guest starring roles on the long-running hit television series Gunsmoke, I came across a book of notandoms and limericks hidden away in the set of Matt Dillon's sheriff's office. They were written by none other than Mr. Gunsmoke himself, James Arness. Now, cleverly realizing the genius at hand, I wisely committed them to my trap-like mind, and I should now like to recite one for you. This is called Wobbled. It's by James Arness. It's true. She wiggled and she wobbled as she crapped on the floor. She wiped her ass on the knob of the door. The moon, she shone bright on the nipple of her tit as she washed her face in a handful of shit. Thank you, James Arnett. Okay. This is just untitled. I wrote these while I was sitting at the table, and as you can tell, I print like a motherfucker.
Morning glistens on the ebony finish of a new Mercedes-Benz. Moguls of movies dictate the slaughter through phones of cellular friends. Quick with a phrase so callously thrown, the celluloid artisan's whole life is blown. Nary a beat lost, no nay, not a look. The executive smiles at the dump he just took. Up to the skies, the elevator lifts, to the office where people and existences shift. Quick as a flash, just a gleam in his eye, the mogul he laughs, says the actor must die. Nary a beat lost, no nay, not a look. The executive smiles at the dump he just took. We love you, stupendous babe, you're to die for, says he that treats artists like second-class whores. We'll make you an offer you cannot refuse. We'll rape you and fuck you and give you abuse. We'll give you a hand job until... What the hell am I doing here? And what the fuck is with this pipe? The glasses are real, but what the fuck is... I got so carried away with Ron Zimmerman and that asshole whose only hope is that they'll remake the Rocky Horror Picture Show so he can prove he does sing and act. That I've gotten caught up in their rebellious avant-garde attitudes and I'm completely ravaging the very business that makes my life so happy. I'm happy. I'm married and happily. I've got 3 shows in syndication. My idea of junk mail is a residual check under $500. What the fuck am I trying to prove? I love Scott Baio. That Dago clown is my meal ticket. Smile for me, Scott. I need to make another $1 million. What's with the fucking tattoos? Get them off of me. America loves me. I love America loving me. And I just want to say, if there are any powerful executive here, I apologize. I'm not being myself. Look. And if anyone wants an autograph or wants me to send someone an autograph, I'll do it. Look, for half a point on the sleaziest B film, I'll treat Dick Van Patten like he's Marlon fucking Brando. I'll suck up where the sucking's the best. And they can steady cam my naked ass in the jungles of Mexico, and as long as the fucking check doesn't bounce, I'll thank them for the malaria. What are we doing here? I mean, why don't we do something really on the cutting edge, like learning to break dance or something? Now, I don't know about the rest of these self-destructive assholes, but this is Willie Ames saying, I am open for business. And I want you, each and every one of you, to have a pleasant evening. God bless you all. Okay. It is no secret that LN has had her share of problems. Drugs, booze, pills, bad relationships, personal tragedies, holy Moses, and invaders from Mars. It would be easy to feel sorry for her if I hadn't personally done some checking and discovered what she has decided were projects beneath her cult hero status. Norma Ray, Silkwood, Sophie's Choice, Frances, she claims that it was not a character she could relate to. Terms of endearment, sex, lies, and videotape either role. Dirty Dancing, Purple Rain, Wings of Desire, Rain Man, originally titled Laraine Man. Jaws 1, 2, 3, and 4. Rocky 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, playing Rocky's deaf sister Blinky, a role that Stallone cut out of the script rather than use anyone else. Indiana Jones, originally titled Laraine Jones. And of course, she refused to even meet with Spielberg when he offered her $4 million plus gross points to play everyone's favorite extraterrestrial. And those are just the stupid decisions she made in features. This brain-fried lunatic also found time to turn down a little television series that CBS wanted to call The Laraine Tyler Moore Show. At ABC, she nixed Newman and Hutch, and Laraine and Shirley, not to mention giving a thumbs down to Kate, Allie, and Laraine. Newman something, to Laraine for comfort, and murder Laraine wrote. So I wish I could feel sorry for Laraine Newman, but that would make me a bigger dipshit than her. So instead I'll simply say, let's have a hand for a woman who's unafraid to piss it all away, a woman who sticks to her guns even when they're pointed at her own head, a woman who spits in the eye of good fortune, a huge fucking nut, Laraine Newman.
Night at the cafe, and it's a good thing, because I got something to say. It's been beating me up. It's been making me sick. It's been calling my ass, so I sharpen my wit. So the record's clear. I'm gonna state my case. I'm gonna bust your moves. You can't save your face. I'm gonna pull your covers, because I don't take no mess. It's all this bullshit I want to address. All you lady poets say you don't need no man. There's just one thing I don't understand. You all talk about the men that you hate, then you show up looking like a fashion plate. And you simpering chicks think you got it bad. You talk about heartache, how you're oh so sad. Well, listen here, girl, there are worse things in life. How'd you like to be James Brown's wife? Posturing dudes with your holy angst, existential gripes, jive verbal wanks. You rant and rave, you go on and on. All you're talking about is your meat baton. I'm begging for mercy because you're such a bore, but you don't stop, you just crank out more. In disguise, a place to pose, a place to lie, a place to represent the things that you ain't, like a poet, an artist, that's someone who paints. Now some of you wonder just why I'm here. My psychiatrist says I ain't got no career, yeah, it's in the toilet, and that's a fact. Besides, Michael DeBar says it's a chance to act, darling. As well, so while I'm rapping, I got something to sell. I ain't lying, I am trying to pick you up. The only question is, are you tough enough? Cause you see, I wanna put up some kind of fight just so you don't think that I'm not right. Listen, I'm needy. I know it's corny, but like every poet bitch up here, I'm feeling horny. So if you're young and good looking, I got something you'll like. Live from my pants, it's Saturday night. This is the word on the whole variety. Café Largo.
Largo's Dead Poets Society. You bad boy actors can't hold a conversation. Think you're the real keys of the new rhythm nation. You've given up acting, that don't amaze me. One call from your agent and you're blowing Scorsese. How do I love myself? Let me count the ways. I'm a brilliant poet, been sober 30 days. Bad TV actresses ready to rock. Fake Sylvia Plaths cruising for cops. Shakespeare, Bukowski, now those are great men, but it's poetry night in hell. Please welcome Justine Bateman. There are a few opinions available. Oh, options. Sorry. There are a few options available when one is told they're going to be on a show with Howie Mandel. Since I don't want to leave town and I'm too stable for suicide, I have to do the most difficult one. Grin and bear it. Fortunately, someone has taken the time to write a nice, warm, heartfelt introduction for this glove-headed lout. Before I read that, I'd like to say I have heard that Howie Mandel is a really wonderful, nice guy, and a good husband and father. I was told this by some trusted mutual friends, and I still have no desire to meet the guy. Now, here is his intro, and this was written by his mother. Mr. Mandel, I'm sorry. Mr. Mandel is a comedian who a certain type of person may find amusing. He was a regular on the television series St. Elsewhere. He's made 2 or 3 films which were shown on cable. Mr. Mandel frequently entertains at large concert halls wearing a physician's rubber glove on his head. There are comedians worse than Mr. Mandel. Please welcome the poetry and prose of Howie Mandel.
I don't have any poems. I just wanted to be introduced. You like it? The first poem I have is called Procrastination. No, I'll do that one next. The first one's called Blocking the Path of Humanity. There's a red convertible with the license, California license plate VHZ286, blocking the path of humanity. Next poem I have is Too Lazy to Write a Poem About Dave. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, blah, blah. I have a poem here. Too lazy to write a poem about Phil. I don't have it with me. I don't remember that one. This is the poem. This is called, got all this paper. I had all this paper at home, so I wrote poems on it. cried Airwolf. A girl sits alone in a room watching TV. She calls, "Mom, Dad, Airwolf is on. Hurry, come see." They rush into the room and then turn and leave her. For that wasn't Airwolf, it was Leave It to Beaver. A few minutes passed, not even 3, when she called, "Mom, Dad, Airwolf is on. Come watch it with me." They ran into the room and left as fast as that comet Halley, for it wasn't Airwolf, it was Kate and Lally. As soon as they left, Airwolf came on the screen. "Mommy, Daddy, Airwolf is really on," she began to scream. No one came. The next poem I have. That actually happened. This is called World Peace. What's the answer to peace in this world of turmoil? I've searched everywhere. I mean everywhere, including my boil. The idea struck me while driving west in my van. I quickly pulled off the freeway and into a gas station men's room I ran. There was the boil above my left eye in the mirror's reflection. From the outside, there wasn't even the slightest detection. I knew the answer was deep in myself, so I removed the tissue from the shelf. I squeezed the boil with all of my strength. For this answer, I would go to any length. With all of my pressure, nothing would budge. So I flung my head against the toilet bowl and out oozed the white, creamy kind of fudge. The boil had broken and it was like releasing passengers from a bus. Only these weren't people. This was like about 1.5 quarts of pus. I wanted to be on during dinner. I screamed like a wounded animal who had just lost its young. The moment a glob of pus landed on my tongue. This is something I wouldn't suggest, but I began to involuntarily ingest. The bitter taste made me think of that, at General Hospital when Laura married Luke, and then it happened, I started to puke. Now there were the green corn niblets all over the sink and my hands. I was so upset, I shit my pants. At this point, I realized the answer to world peace must be someplace else. Procrastination. Never mind that one. I don't have any more. I don't have any more. Don't have any more for you. I don't have any more. Okay, wait. No. I don't have any more for you. In that case, I'm through. Wait, don't worry. Don't have any more for you. In that case, I'm through. This is right off the top of my head. I didn't write this. Take that into consideration when you listen into poetry, that some people come up here with prepared material, but not me. I'm just improvising. I don't have any more for you. In that case, I'm through. Does everything have to rhyme? Does everything have to rhyme? Yeah. Oh. Roy! Then I'm through. Well, thank you. Thank you very much.
Hi. I'm Katey. I'm here to introduce the next poet. When one discusses poetry, it's almost impossible not to mention Scott Baio in the same breath. Oh, wait a minute, wait. That's a typo. We'll do it again. When one discusses poetry, it's absolutely unheard of to mention Scott Baio in the same breath. This guy has as much business at a poetry reading as Pete Best has giving career advice. Scott Baio has been on television nonstop for 15 years. Now, the obvious question is why? Apparently, his greed is so great that he refuses to stop gouging the prepubescent nymphets who, like innocent lambs to the slaughter, continue to shriek and holler at this 29-year-old con man's juvenile poster boy antics. Where does he get the nerve? What kind of man bilks young people so brazenly? We all know the answer to that. A soulless, shallow, cold-hearted, ruthless scoundrel. In other words, a TV star. Thinking of it like that, maybe Scott Baio does belong here tonight. Now, Scott Baio.
Yeah. This isn't going on entertainment tonight, is it? Because if my dad sees it, he'll knock the shit out of me. Let's raise up. Oh, there we go. The Legion of Decency gave me their highest approval. Old ladies want to pinch my cheeks and feed me apple strudel. Young girls too innocent to worship Ken Wall, who blush and giggle when confronted by his audacious sensuality, find me safe and unprovocative as I gaze down at them from my 8x10 glossy beside their canopied beds. Yeah, you may not think I'm hip, but boy, am I rich. I grew up on television, part of the nation's family. The son they never had but wish they did. The boy they wish their daughters would bring home. Clean cut, polite, and kind to animals. I'm never ostentatious. I just down, as a matter of fact. I never come on salacious. That really isn't my act. I'm the guy next door, no publicity whore. I like quiet evenings at home, counting my money. Alphabetizing my stock portfolio with a discreet honey. It's true I'm not a wild and crazy Hollywood guy. I mean, compared to Rob Lowe, you might call me shy. I get my share of sneakers from my wholesome routine, like Ralph Macchio, Robbie Benson, and the Lennon sisters. Frankly, I don't care if jaded dorks want to call me square. See, you may not think I'm hip, but boy, am I rich. I remember once Ron Howard took me aside and he said, "Hey, Skippy, Chi-Chi, whatever the fuck your name is. And he did say fuck. Stay out of my single or I'll ship your little dago ass back to Brooklyn faster than that Jew can say, hey. And he did say dago and Jew. See, that made more sense to me than anything I've ever heard before or since. Now I start my own show. I realized that Ron was absolutely right. I mean, stay out of my singles or your ass is gone. Maybe that sounds mean. I mean, you might think I'm on a big ego trip and that I'm an asshole who just likes to bitch. And I know you don't think I'm very hip, but goddamn, I'm really rich. You know, I've done 2 movies with Jodie Foster, but no one ever mentions that, no. No, it's always Zapped and Happy Days and Joni Loves Chachi, Charles in Charge. I'm still a fucking prototype for all child actors. That's right, casting agents aren't looking for new Corys. They want Scott fucking Baios. Because everybody likes Chachi. Well, stop it. Stop liking me. Stop liking Chachi so I can get a decent role. You know, I sat in a room at Paramount with Andy Garcia, Nicolas Cage, and Matt Dillon for a role in The Godfather, and guess what? I didn't get it. I mean, right now, Garcia's in Rome, huddled with Coppola, Pacino, and Keaton creating screen history. I'm over at Universal Studios, stage 42, giving Nicole Eggert goddamn line readings. Thanks for liking me. Thanks for making me a TV staple. The only reason I don't open my wrists when I think about my 15-year television hitch is in case I haven't mentioned it. I'm dirty, stinking rich. Any water down there? Any water? you drink out of that? Yeah. All right, women, the opposite sex. Yeah, big deal. Like I can't figure out women, right? I'm single because I want to be. I need the space. I'm focusing on my career right now. I don't have the energy for an intense relationship. Oh, sure, I'll eat you for free. I'll fuck you for a solid eyeball connection. I'll buy you dinner at Morton's with my last $57.48. I'll give you a sweet gift if you're kind to me, and I'll wear a rubber and pretend it feels just as good. I won't ask for a blowjob, but I won't turn it down if I sense you enjoy doing it. I'll stay over at your house. I'll stay over at your house and act like I'm comfortable using your bathroom with a door that doesn't close tightly enough for me to shit in peace. I mean, how is all this possible? Because I'm willing to wait for Miss Right. I'm picky, and I understand women so well, I could pass for one if the light was real bad. Yeah, if there's anything I understand, boy, it's women. The only thing I know almost as much about are relationships with women. See, someday, I'll have a relationship with a woman that isn't a gut-wrenching, terrifying, relentless nightmare, and then you'll see. My insights will make you all cringe and awe. I'll care about her problems more than my own. I'll smile no matter how bad her breath is. I'll forgive her when she fucks my best friend, or someone I envy, with no hidden hostility. And you understand that, Micah? And if I can't do all these things and be the best relationship-having motherfucker that ever carried a dick, I'll feel guilty and pay for her therapy like all the others. I met Miss Right again last night. That's the third Miss Right this month. I run away from each Miss Right, not because I'm Mr. Wrong, not because Miss Right is only Miss Right at night, not because I live in a city populated by an endless candy store supply of Miss and Mr. Rights, not because I'm too neurotic to commit, not because I'm a feebly insecure bug, not because I need a conquest, not because I'm a show-bizzed out emotional cripple, not because I can't be faithful, not because I'm so narcissistic that I'd have to stand on the moon to believe that the world didn't revolve around me, not because sex without drugs and booze is more confusing than assembling a nuclear reactor, not because my work comes first, not because I'm positive the instant I say, I love you, the perfect woman will walk up to me and ask me to change a flat tire. Not because my masculine and feminine sides are so distorted, I have the inner confidence of a swamp leech. Not because I have a shadow side that's ugly enough to make Mr. Hyde look like Henry Winkler. No, I'm absolutely certain it's none of those things. That's what's wrong with everyone else. You see, me, I'm just moody. Somebody. There are few entertainers so loved they are known to all by only one name. Elvis, Streisand, Sammy, Frank, Annette, Goofy, Bugs, Porky, Yosemite, Patty. I guess we've all seen the tattoo, that tiger on our left thigh. We've seen it on Arsenio Hall, Joan Rivers, AMLA, Johnny Carson, Byron Allen, Regis Philbin, Cleveland LAM, Pittsburgh AM, Pat Sajak, Live at 5 from New York, and any other fucking show that talks to people. Yeah, Patty's definitely got a couple of tattoos and the house that Miami Vice built. It makes Cher's love life look like Estelle Getty's. It's fitting that a woman who has blackened the balls of so many men, including mine, took a role and risked being blackballed herself in Mike Ovit's favorite movie, Wired, as the alleged murderess of the nation's most beloved comedian. You also may have seen her on Wise Guy, playing the woman who fucked Paul Winfield till his heart stopped beating. And later, in a reoccurring role, as the woman Ken Moore loved having sex with so much, he was willing to risk a crime lord putting a bullet in his head for the pleasure. Patty's research for all these roles borders on compulsiveness. Ladies and prospective victims, I I give you gladly Patty Darbenville.
I miss you, Scott. I'm sorry.
I don't forgive you.
This is a poem I wrote on the way back from the March on Washington for the homeless. Oh, no, it's not. Wait, that one. I see so much in everything that I see. Flowers are pretty, growing, blooming, flowing in the breeze. I love pretty flowers. They remind me of me. I worry so much about politics and the homeless and those kinds of things. I feel afraid when I think about it. The world gets so crazy sometimes. I cry at night because I know the farmers are unhappy, even though Willie Nelson does shows to help them. In Aspen. The snow is so cold and white, but his touch is hot. It burns so good. He whispers a quiet, gentle goodnight, and then he takes me the way a man should. I feel so frail. Like when I'm in his arms, like a very frail thing. A really frail kind of thing. When I touch his thighs, I want to feel bad because I can't worry about the world enough when he's doing that. I get all warm and wet and frail and lots of other really intense stuff. No one ever talks about the space program anymore. That makes me feel worried and sad because they should keep trying to find life on other planets. That would make me feel glad. If I was a butterfly, I'd fly around and say hi to all the other bugs. I'd be so pretty a butterfly, I'd even say good morning to slugs. I only wish that would make people be nicer, but it's a start. This is for the one that got away.
Sorry.
Fire, fire, burning bright. Fire, fire in the night. Come back to me, my fire-eyed lover. I miss you so much I can't sleep for more than 10 hours at a stretch. Ice. Cold, cold ice. Come back, my icy-eared lover. I promise I'll be nice. Without you, I am empty and so sad because you left without a word, a note, a kiss, a simple show of some human decency. But why am I surprised? You told me once that you were really just a little boy, and I thought that was so sweet. I even let you do things to me that guys at a bachelor party in Scranton would find disgusting. Fire, fire, burning bright. You were garbage when I met you, and you haven't changed. None of you ever change. Huh. Park your dicks, and by the way, yours was no trophy. Okay? Use us and then split when we start to care for you. Ice, ice. Cold, cold ice. That's what must run through your veins, you no good pieces of shit. You hairy, ugly, smelly, snoring, hurtful, insensitive piece of shit. You know, I take joy in the lies I told you. Oh, yeah. How I lied. That's right, my handsome lover. We all lie to you talking dildos. We enjoy the sex, dig it, 1/4 of the time. The rest is at best painless, at worst it's degrading and humiliating. We think you're fun and clever for 2 months or however long it is until you decide you don't feel like going down on us anymore. and decide that, and then you don't ever, oh God, this made me so crazy. Okay, and don't ever unless you're drunk or have been turned on at a club by someone else. Now, you think you're the only ones who fantasize you're with someone else? Please, you have laid your sweaty, heaving carcass on me and been everyone from Jim Morrison to my sister. After a while, I pretend you were anyone else. How you roosters admire yourselves after believing you have satisfied a woman. If we're so fucking satisfied, how come the ratio of nervous breakdowns is our 75% to your 25? How come we always want to talk after sex? Because we're still bored. How come almost every single one of us will have at least 2 lesbian relationships, and the ones that don't, because they're afraid they'll like it? So walk tall, you saggy, bald bastard, and remember, we are all laughing at you. I saw a tulip in my garden today. It made me think of you. Crowds dance and wink at me. Oh, men are silly. What shall I do?
Okay. We're running short, so this is a introduction of a sort for our last reader of the evening. It's in honor of the next reader's birth. Once upon a time, a woman of average intellect, spirit, and soul became pregnant. The villagers were all happy for her, but had little hope of her child, and assumed it would also be average. The child was born in a pig pen because the mother could not pay for a room at the Ramada Inn or even the Best Western Motel. During her labor, the pigs in the pen all grew very concerned, attentive, even sensitive. When the child exited the mother's womb, a darkness swept through the village and a shining light touched the pig pen. 3 semi-kings came to the pen to pay respects to this average mother's newborn son. Each king bore special gifts for the child. The first king was King Jim of Morrison, who gifted the child with black leather pants and told the mother the pants would protect him and make him powerful because people would believe he had strong legs and a large penis. The second king was King Jack of Cassidy, who bestowed on the child a good profile and a lifelong supply of shallow vanity. He told the mother that the profile would bring him success and the shallow vanity would help him to enjoy the profile as much as others. The third king, King Muddy of Waters, was about to bestow a magic gold ring guitar on the child, but then remembered he had to make another stop in Tupelo to give the Presley child something. So he kept the guitar and bestowed upon the child instead a sense of humor and a weakness for drugs, women, and booze. The three kings rode away towards Tupelo or Fairmount, Indiana, no one knows which. The mother named the boy Michael, which in her native village meant man who marries autobiographically inclined woman that dances a lot. As the boy grew into adolescence, he discovered quickly he was indeed a blessed child. He was blessed with the fear of manual labor and began entertaining in the village streets wearing his sacred leather pants, showing his profile, and being funny because he didn't have a guitar. When he was 31 years old, the villagers decided that he was the Messiah because he continued to entertain on the streets no matter how badly and how often they beat and stoned him. As is the case with all messiahs, he was run out of town. A penniless exile with leather pants, a great profile, shameless vanity, and a good sense of humor. He went to many villages and was never able to hide his messianic power and was always chased away. After being proclaimed the Messiah in Palm Springs, California, Michael was crucified in the desert by a group of brigand pirates called the Rat Pack. The leader of this gang, King Frank of Sinatra, disliked Michael so much he likened Michael's entertaining skills to those of his own son, Prince Frank of Sinatra Jr. Michael hung on his cross depressed because he could find nothing that reflected enough for him to enjoy looking at his profile. A car drove up, and in it was the legendary Emperor Lou of Wasserman. He got out of his car and stood looking up at Michael, who was thrilled because he could now see his reflection in the Emperor's glasses. He began entertaining, and Sir Lou had his minions tie Michael and his cross to the hood of the car and take him to his palace. Sir Lou recognized Michael's great power immediately and gave him the much sought-after position of Royal Nutsack Scratcher. Michael knew he had finally made it. When Sir Lou's nutsack dropped so low it could be scratched by simply walking around, he gave Michael a record deal. Michael proved even more gifted at music than he was at nutsack scratching, and after defiling every maiden he could get his messianic hands on, he married Miss Pamela, whose name meant woman who marries a messianic entertainer, bears his child, and writes a tell-all autobiography. All was well for a time until Michael's power called him away so often that Miss Pamela knew she must let him free or ask King Frank of Sinatra to have someone kill him. Always big-hearted, she set him free to serve his people and prove worthy of his leather pants, shallow vanity, and sense of humor. The only avenue for a messiah with those gifts was acting, and so act he did. The problem with retelling stories of messianic legends is that after a while it gets dull as dishwater. Respectfully, I will push forward faster, but with great reverence for the subject. Michael became a sweaty, drunken, drugged-out, rock and roll piece of shit. He fucked everyone whose genitals looked different than his. He did Live Aid, bottomed out, sobered up, straightened out, and played a rock star on My Sister Sam. The producers of MacGyver liked him, and he guested on that. He was one of the stars of a lousy pilot for NBC, which was lousy through no fault of his or the earnest young writer. Then, in what some people would say was the biggest fluke in the history of messianic show business legends, he got a part in a Clint Eastwood movie. Or so the legend goes. And so tonight his followers gather to celebrate his humble pig pen birth and his leather pants, his profile, his shallow vanity, and his guitarless humor.